What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Make an Impact podcast with real stories, real people, and real impact. My name's Stephen Turnbull. I'm an entrepreneur, husband, and a father on a mission to empower individuals to share their stories so they can make an impact on you. This week, we have my friend Marie Masca in the house. She is the development director of America's Heart Association, the Mohawk Valley chapter. We talked about everything that the American Heart Association does, especially the greatest heart run and walk that is coming up here in March. A little hint of something fun that's coming that way as well. But let's get on to Marie Masca. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Make an Impact podcast. Super excited for today's episode. Marie Masca is in the house today. Marie.
Thank you, Stephen.
Marie,
for
you're like
having
my
me.
favorite person of all time. I'm just going to start the episode with that.
Oh, well, you've been like a son for almost 8 or 9 years now, huh?
I know. Has it been that long?
Yeah.
8 years probably.
Yeah.
Because we were BNI and we're in a networking group together. Now it's Mohawk Valley Connects.
Yeah.
And I would say you're right, because BNI was about 7 years. We just transformed the group to Mohawk Valley Connects.
Amazing.
8 years.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Long time.
We're almost 40, Mike Taft. Just kidding. We're on 31.
I'll pretend I'm 40.
My goodness. Time just flies. Marie, I'm excited for this. I told Mike that I was even more excited because I don't need a prep to have a conversation with Marie Masca. Come on.
You're
This is just
sweet.
great. We have a lot going on. We're coming up. It's crazy at the end of January. Marie is a development director with the American Heart Association, Mohawk Valley Region. How'd I do?
Yes.
Spot on?
Absolutely.
Did my
Perfect.
homework. What can I tell you? But we have a big event coming up. We want to talk about the greatest heart run and walk that's
Yeah,
coming
it's
up.
the America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk, and this year, Stephen, is our 52nd year.
52 years.
Our 52nd walk.
How about it?
Yeah.
I want to talk about that, but first, let's just talk about the organization in general. I
Yeah.
know you've been with them for just a short time here. How long have you been with them now?
Almost 2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
There we go again with
And
time
I'm
flying.
loving every minute
That's
of
great.
it.
Just tell us about, I think there's a lot that, I know I did the treadmill challenge last year, and I know a lot of the people that are volunteering to be a part of it, Kristen Burgoyes, Karen, everybody. I know a lot of, learned a lot with the events and stuff, but I think there's so much that people need to know of how it's impacting here locally and what you guys do here locally. So just talk to us about the organization in general, and then we can talk about the event coming up.
Absolutely. The organization itself has been around since 1949. We've raised $6.1 billion.
Wow.
The amount of research that we do, and I have to say that MMRI has been one of the people to receive a couple of donations of money to do that research. We are on the ground here, short, small team, but we're pretty mighty, I would say.
Yeah.
We're getting on the ground. We do a lot of CPR demonstrations. We go ahead. We do many sponsorships we've had this year. We're for Recess Reboot. What that does is, I'll use the Adirondack Bank for an example. Their sponsorship supplied 4 schools with PE equipment because schools don't have enough money to actually man all the sports equipment they want. So it's been a real pleasure going into all these schools and having the sponsors that we have. There's many others. There's NYCM, there's GPO, Federal Credit Union. So there's many others in the loop that have made the sponsorship this year really special. Not only that, we have CPR, we have many other sponsorships, so many I would not have enough time to name them all for you.
Yeah. But what is like your and when I say you, I mean you and your team, like the day-to-day look like and the impact here locally that you guys do?
So we're out networking, trying to make sure how we can make sure people know how to do CPR. You don't need to be card certified to actually save a life. You need to know how to do that to be able to try to help save a life. We're in schools. We actually have a school engagement team here locally with us. We're involved in many different organizations, from companies, nonprofits. We're involved with every one of them, trying to be in and get on boots on the ground to try to educate them.
I'm going to ask a question about Marie.
Yeah.
Where do you get all this energy from, Marie?
I don't know.
What I love is, what I love about this is, I can't believe it's been 2 years you've been. I remember when you made the career change and you started with them.
Yeah.
And your passion for just anything you do is so contagious. Where does that come from?
I would say that's the background of my parents. My dad was a really go-getter. When he put his mind to something, he drove to make sure it was completed. So, and Stephen, you're touching on the mission. The mission here has really touched home for me. Both of my parents passed away in 2023 of heart attacks.
Mm-hmm.
My husband had a heart attack last year in May of 25,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's all impacting, and it makes worth every minute of what I'm doing to help the impact of everybody knowing stroke warning signs. Women's are a little bit different for a woman to have a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
They may feel that indigestion, things are a little different. My husband had the normal symptoms, the pain striking down the arm, the tightness in the chest. So his was definitely a normal,
Sure.
what you've always heard, but women are a little different.
Yeah.
We have a Go Red for Women campaign where we're in the community trying to educate people with women's health as well.
Mm-hmm.
We try to get to any type of community events, types of things like that. We do blood pressure cuff. The Refugee Center just got a blood pressure cuff installed last year. We have Utica Center for Development with Vincent Scalise. He's getting his delivered, I believe, in the next coming weeks. There's a lot that people don't see on an everyday basis.
Well, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to get into. I think a lot of people think of with these type of organizations like you come in when there's a problem. But I don't think that's really true.
No.
I just think that's, if you don't know about it or know, like I'm lucky enough to have a relationship with you. I know what you're doing because we talk about it all the time in the events that you're a part of. But I think that you said the word, the education.
100%.
The education behind this is how to do CPR if God forbid you ever need to.
Right.
This is what the stroke looks like if it's coming onto a loved one or whatever it might be. Talk to us about the difference of the education and then the services you provide if something does happen, and that may be different.
So with the services, we actually try to support before. That's what we try to do, is do that education part before those things. If someone doesn't know those warning signs, the FAST for stroke warning signs, they're not going to know. You could have a coworker standing next to you having a stroke. If you've seen their face drooping, you might just think, oh, something's up today. You may not know that it's an actual stroke. So we try to do the education, and we try to support if something's going on. We choose Red Cap ambassadors that have been stroke victims in the past or heart attacks. I formed such development relationships with these there's an Ann Ferner I'll use. I met her last year, and her and we talk at least once a week. So, and she cardiac arrested in a church, and you just keep hearing each story you hear that had an impact, even if it wasn't here locally. I try to find their location of where they are, so we can actually make them become a Red Cap ambassador in that area. We want them recognized. They're a survivor. So to make them feel special, they made it through. Some of them don't feel comfortable enough sharing that story, and others want to share. Ann Ferner, follow her on her Facebook page. She's amazing.
Talk to me about, I think this is an interesting question too, from your standpoint of being newer to the organization. What your expectations were of the role versus what it is, from your standpoint of a employee and team member of the organization.
So I kind of thought of it coming in, being in sales, the 39 years I've been in, thinking, oh, it's just another sales job. This is so much more than just getting a sponsorship. Yes, that's part of the role. But the most important part is being out there and educating. That's number one. Number two is supporting those survivors to let them know, whether it's a male or female or children. I just recently met a child at a school that has to have heart surgery. So those are a little more crushing.
Yeah.
A little bit more crushing.
Sure. Yeah. All right. So we have the big event coming up.
Yes.
That is what, 50-something days away? Not even?
No, we're down to 44 days, Stephen.
44 days. All right.
Yeah.
What are some of the, I want to get into this and dive deep into it, since especially we're recording this where we have enough time to tell people about it. But what are some of the other events and things that you do throughout the entire year just to raise awareness?
So here locally, we actually have the two main campaigns, which is the Greatest Heart Run and Walk, which I'm the development director for, and we have the Go Red for Women event. That women event this year is going to be at the Nexus Center. We kind of outgrew the Delta. So we're really excited how that's going to play out this year. A lot of new changes to it that are going to be amazing, just as there are for the America's Greatest Heart Run and
That's
Walk.
been at the Delta for a while, no?
Oh, many
So
years.
the fact that you outgrew that, well, man, that's great.
It is great. We're really excited for this year.
Yeah.
You know what, Stephen? I have to mention, this does not happen from the America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk and the actual Go Red for Women. They don't happen without the volunteers. Without the volunteers that we have to help us through that, none of these events would make it.
Yeah, talk to us about the community.
Oh, the community is amazing. So we have, so I'll start with the America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk. So we have sponsorships. We have many people that participate in sponsorships, but we're really led by the community in this market. This community was built on this Heart Run and Walk. I mean, when I look back to the history before 20 years ago when I wasn't here, I walked this walk for 20 years. Never realized how big the expo was. I never went back to. I parked at Notre Dame and walked in. I walked to my car when it was over. I really want to stress this year, for somebody walking our America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk on March 7th, you're going to want to finish. The start line has changed. It's never been on campus. It's been approved to be on campus in front of the Student Center in the U, right in front of the flag. That is amazing this year. And the start line, Jim Sestitis from the Boilermaker has given us let us borrow his actual metal with trellis to have our start line and our finish line on. At the finish line, you're going to actually see Utica First Insurance Company will be handing out a finisher pin. That's their sponsorship. Something unique that we've never had before, I have to say, our National has created an amazing guide for this year. They created a sponsorship for the beat of the drum. This is going to be really special this year. Who is actually sponsoring that this year, I'll tell you, is going to be, it's called Carbone's Fitness Mill. So we're really excited to have him back in the loop. From what I've understood, he's been on the board, been on the executive leadership team. He had many years built into it, but he did recently purchase the fitness mill back, and he's back in. That beat of the drum, that drum is going to start on our stage this year. That drum will be carried to the finish line.
That's cool.
Every survivor that passes will beat that drum. Is that amazing?
That's cool.
So, and we have quite a few survivors. You would not know. It could be your next door neighbor that's the survivor, you know? So we're really excited for this year, Stephen.
Okay, so talk to us about the whole event. So it's coming up in March, and it's more than just the walk.
Yeah, so we actually have an expo. It's called the Healthy for Good Expo. That is the day prior. It's open to public from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We start at 6 a.m. Now, there is a sponsorship that's from Slocum Dixon Medical Group. It's for the Treadmill Challenge Radiothon. So that starts out with doctors. We have, I think, 8 doctors coming on with treadmills first thing in the morning. And then after there, I have to give kudos out to Morgan Melnicki. She actually is the volunteer who mans everything in the Treadmill Challenge. And I believe she's been doing this 5 years now.
Mary, we have to, I hate to interrupt you, but I have to do it. We got to clear the record about something.
What?
I'd like to just remind everybody that last year in the Treadmill Challenge that Stephen Turnbull
He did.
did beat Will Bradley for funds raised, and we're back, okay? So March 6th this year at 9:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Save your funds, folks, because I'll be calling you. All right, Mike Taft? 9:30 a.m. Put it in the calendar right now. Hold it. Call from Stephen. We'll need to donate. That's all you got to put in your Outlook calendar. Except Outlook's down right now, so don't use that. But I'm excited to say that. So, Mr. Bradley, if you're watching this, I'm coming back for you. But that is such a cool event. Morgan is the head of that, right? And that's what I love about this whole entire. You look at like the Heart Run and Walk, but there's like all these different things that are part of the whole weekend.
100%.
So talk to us more about the Treadmill Challenge that Morgan puts on.
So how it works is Morgan has led this every year with 2 treadmills. And you kind of have each other, kind of like you did with Will Bradley. You're going against each other to try to raise. So it's not how fast you go, not how high you walk. It is how much money you raise. And there's a phone number there. You can actually create your page and start fundraising before the physical walk. So you could walk into the game ahead of
Noted. Create the page
you can
before.
walk into the Treadmill Challenge and already be beating your competitor. So how it is, Morgan said at the end of the walk last year, she goes, let's have 4 treadmills. I'm like, Morgan, really? So I have to give her kudos. She orchestrates, gets all the volunteers, all the people to walk it, the raising of the money. So, Stephen, last year we raised $33,000. So having 4 treadmills, we could be looking at over 60. So we're really pumped.
So that 33 was just from the treadmill?
Yes, sir.
So that was just from the treadmill portion
sir.
of the weekend. And then that's at the expo, which that's where we have vendors, people, sponsors that are coming Talk to us more about that.
Yeah,
day.
so anybody that sponsored us has an opportunity to come in and table. They can give away their giveaways if they had something of that nature. Important for them to have QR codes or pamphlets for their business to try to gain people to come for their organization or business, whichever they are. So that's a really special event. I'm looking forward to seeing all of them. This year we will have a photo booth. We did not have that last year, but the day of the walk, we're going to have a company photo booth sponsored by Health Compass, Andrew Sikora.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. On the Health Expo, that's the Friday. The walk is the 7th, March 7th, which
March
is a Saturday.
7th.
Now, take us through as if you're talking to someone who's never been.
Yeah.
Maybe they watch it on TV,
Absolutely.
right? But they've never been like to what that whole day. I just got to say, I think, man, we talked about like BNI in the morning 8 years. This is probably close to that time when I was in the Catalyst group, and I know the Catalyst group has been a large part of like helping with the entertainment on the course.
So they did. So last year, Bethany led everything with Travis Roberts, and they orchestrated everything throughout Heartbreak Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this year I have Lisa Briggs from Fit Body Boot Camp leading
Super
that.
cool. Super
We
cool.
just walked 80 houses on Sunday, and we got great rapport.
Now, that's why I brought it up, because the Catalyst group is amazing, by the way.
Absolutely. I believe they're coming back, if I'm
sure
not
they
mistaken, on Heartbreak Hill. And Mike Marcio has committed to be a DJ at the expo and on Heartbreak Hill.
Yeah, but my point in bringing this up is when I was more involved with the Catalyst group, when we did that Heartbreak Hill, like that. It was so cool to be a part of that, because you saw how the community came together for this entire event
cheering
and the
those
entire
walkers
weekend.
on.
Yeah, and that was like
You're
the coolest.
at the tough part.
You had like the whole hill. I don't know, anyone's like, come into my house and go to the bathroom if you need to. You need a water plug into my house here if you need power, whatever it is. Like, it was so cool to see the community event come in together like that.
Yeah.
The event itself on a national level. Talk to us about that.
So we're the first walk that ever was in the country.
First walk ever.
First walk ever, 52
cool.
years ago. We're the first walk that ever raised $1 million. But remember, Stephen, this walk raised $1 million for 10 years in a row. COVID changed things, and we're going to get back there. That's the way I'm looking at it now. I'm being optimistic because I know this community, and I know we can do it again.
Mm-hmm. So every year for 10 years in a row, there's $1 million raised?
Yes, sir.
Wow. When was that?
Last time was 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you have to remember, you raise those monies for the community people here involved.
Yeah.
All those volunteers, all those people standing on Heartbreak Hill. It's not just one person; it's the entire community.
But so what did we raise last year? What did you raise last year?
$520,000.
Which is no spring chicken. That's incredible.
It is.
Yeah. And then, so that's what I want to get at home to the people that are watching is so. Just talk to us more if we can dive deeper. I want to get back to that the national number. That's really cool. But like that 500,000, that's being used towards the education we're talking about, the prevention, the research, all of that. That's being used in our local community here. How does that work?
So how it works is National decides on where the research is going to be best suited at that time.
Yep.
And that's how MMRI has been chosen twice. So it's kind of exciting to see it's right here in our own community.
Yeah, that is super cool.
Yeah, it is.
That is
Absolutely.
so they take the money that's raised in the event and they say this is going towards research, this is going towards education, all those things that we talked about.
Absolutely.
So 52 years ago was the first one in this area.
Yes, and we're the only one, Stephen, called America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk. All of the other walks are called Heart Walk.
So are all the other walks on the same day?
No.
So
they're all throughout the year.
And just trying to paint a better picture for people to understand. So the American Heart Association is the mothership, we'll call it, and then everyone has these individual regions. So our region was the first one.
We were the first one ever. That's what makes us so special.
That's super
And we're
cool.
the first one that raised that $1 million.
How many other walks are there?
Stephen.
Is it just
I think
all
there's
over?
over 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's quite a few, and it's amazing. It's amazing what we have and what the American Heart Association started so many years ago.
Mm-hmm. How can people get involved?
If you want to volunteer, we have a link that you can Eddie Barone is leading up that volunteer.
Eddie, love Eddie.
We love Eddie.
Talk about all the people involved, because I mean Yeah, that's the coolest part. You post these pictures of the meetings. I think either you or maybe
I
American
do.
Heart
Yeah,
Association
I do.
page.
I try. Why, Stephen? I think it's important to show these people that are involved in all they're doing.
Yeah.
It's important to showcase them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Eddie Barone, you know, Lisa Briggs, she actually holds up and does the actual volunteer, or not the volunteer, the Heartbreak Hill. Eddie's that. I have Karen Murphy, who chairs the actual logistics team. We have an entire ELT team, so they're fundraising under Kristen, and then we have the executive or the logistics team that's under Karen. And the logistics team is just what it is. It states that they're trying to orchestrate everything on the route, the expo, the way the tables will be laid out. Morgan's on that team. She actually is on the meeting every week with us right now until the end of the year. So we have, I can't tell you, from Sentinel Media, they are actually one of our media sponsors, WKTV. I don't want to forget somebody, but we have quite a bit involved. It's not just one piece, and I had no idea, as large as we are, I used to walk it, but I never realized all that went into it.
I think one of the cool parts, too, that we should touch on is that you can create like teams, right?
Oh, that's the nice thing. I just had a company call me and they set their accounts up. So one girl is AB, which are two different locations, and then the other girl set herself as CD. So their competition are those four groups are under two, but who's going to win?
Love that.
Yeah, and a lot of companies have all kinds of incentives. I just met with First Source today. They have a huge walk team, so we're looking to see where we go. Adirondack Bank has ramped up their walk team really big this year, so we're looking forward to it. And if anybody wanted to participate, you go on our website, which is America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk, and you can click on the link and register. Or if you know somebody like Stephen Turnbull is going to be Treadmill Challenge, you could go donate to his
That's
page.
right. You could wait until 9:30 on March 6th and donate to the page then. Well, I got to create my page, Marie.
I could help you do that before I leave.
All right, we're going to do that as soon as we get off here, everybody. We got to run because we're going to go create that page. Mr. Bradley, I'm sorry. It's not going to be your year again at the Treadmill Challenge.
And if you look on our website, we have an event guide that our coordinator made this year. It explains everything in detail. The map,
very cool.
The time, roads close at 8 o'clock. You have to be in UU, parked and be in UU. The walk is going to start at 9:15. The run will start at 9.
Perfect. That's amazing. Can you just say one more time real quick, if I'm listening to this and just want to be involved, maybe I'm not a part of one of those organizations that we talked about that has a team, where's the best way to sign up, all that?
If you're looking to sign up, I'd send you to Eddie Barone.
Okay.
His Facebook page has the Jot form link to register to be a volunteer. If you're looking to register for America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk, you go to America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk on the webpage and just click on register.
Perfect. Marie, thank you for being here.
No, thank you for having me.
You're the best. She even brought some baked goods. Not for you listeners. It's for Mike and I. All right, that's another episode of the Make an Impact podcast. Until next time, go out there, lead with purpose, and make an impact in someone's life today, even if that's your own. My name's Stephen Turnbull. We'll see you next week. Take care.